Hello children. So we saw in our last class that is data handling. Okay. So in that data handling we have to see about the what is the data. Okay. So it is data is based on the collection of records. Is it right? Collection of records. You know that. Okay. So collection of records we have to how to collect and how to organize that. Okay. So that also we found out. Okay. Organizing the data is based on the data that is we are collecting about the records. Okay, so that is we found out the mean, arithmetic mean of the collection of data, and then mode of the data, and then median of the data also we found out based on the data. Okay, so what are the formulas also we saw in our last class, and then we saw about bar graphs also. Okay, so we saw about the single bar graph and double bar graphs also. Okay, is it right? Okay. So then we go on to the another topic, chance and probability. Okay, so what is our topic? Chance and probability. 3.9, that is page number 74. Okay, chance and probability. Chance and probability. Okay, so what does mean by a chance? Okay, what does mean by a chance? The possibility of something happening. The possibility of something happening. That is, we can say it is a chance. Okay, so we are asking, ma'am, give me one more chance. I'll prove it to you. Okay, so that is we are asking the something happening. That is we are asking the occurrence of time. Okay, that we can say it is a chance. So this chance is occurrence based on the events. Okay, based on the events that we are having. So that events in the absence of any properties, that is obvious actions, that we can say it is a probability. Okay, so the chance, when the chance is defined in mathematics, when the chance is defined in mathematics, it is called probability. So the chance, how to define the chance? So by based on the probability. Okay, we are getting the chance. Okay, so that is probability is based on the, it is an extent in which an event is possible. Okay, an event is possible, that is likely to occur to us. Okay, so likely to occur if it is possible to occur, or if not it is possible to occur. Okay, from a total event. So by it is measured by the ratio of the favorable occurring moments. Okay, favorable cases in the whole number of cases possible. Okay, so probability we can define it as, that is the favorable number of cases can be occur in the total number of cases occur. That we can say it is a probability. Probability of event. Okay, we have to say probability of event is P of E. Probability of event we can say it is a P of E. So P of E equals to, so favorable cases, number of cases occurring in the favorable, in the total number of cases, that we can say number of outcomes favorable to event. Okay, number of cases occur. Okay, number of cases occurring favorable to E. Okay, number of cases favorable to E. Number of cases favorable to E. Okay, divided by total number of cases occurring. Okay, it is favorable to E. So number of all possible outcomes of the experiment. Okay, number of all possible outcomes. Okay, all possible outcomes of the experiment. So this we can say it is a probability of an event. Okay, so probability of event we can say it is a number of cases favorable to E. That is, E means event. Okay, any event we can take. If it is a tossing of coin, okay, so there also we have tail and head. In that we have getting one event, one case in the favorable to event. Okay, if it is a tail or if it is a head. Okay, so in that we have to take we get any one. Okay, so that is possible number of cases in favorable to event. Okay, so by number of tossing of a coin. So here we are getting out of 2. Okay. So what is the all possible outcomes is only 2. If we can get tail or we can get head. Okay. So total number of all possible outcomes is 2. Okay. So all possible outcomes is 2. In 2 we can get number of cases favorable to E is only 1. So one case we can get at a time. So that is the chance. We are getting a probability of event 1. Okay, 1 by 2 is the probability of event of tossing of a coin. Okay, so understood children, that is P of E equals to number of favorable cases to E, and then number of all possible outcomes of the experiment. Okay, so that is P of E equals to N of E by N of E dash by N of E. Okay, so possible outcomes. Okay, so cases favorable to event by all possible outcomes of the event. Okay, so that is here we have all the possible outcomes of a random experiment. So probability is based on only the random experiments. Okay, so when put together is called a sample space. So we are giving a space in between all the outcomes. Okay, so that we can say it is a sample space. So what does mean by sample space? So that is all the possible outcomes of a random experiment. Okay, all the possible outcomes of a random experiment. Probability is based on only the random experiments. Okay, so this random experiments is based on the probability. Okay, that is all the possible outcomes we are getting from the events. Okay, so that is we can say it is a sample space. Okay, then each possible result of an event is called as sample, that is outcome. Okay, so that is each possible result of an event. So N of E. Okay, each possible result of an event. Okay, that is N of E. We can say it is a outcome. Okay, so what is the outcome here? Only one tail is an outcome, or only one head is an outcome. Okay, so that we can say here possible number of outcomes in an event. Okay, so then if an event has only one outcome, then it is called an elementary event. Okay, so here we have only one outcome here. Okay, so that we can say it is an elementary event. So here we have two outcomes. Okay, if it is a tail or if it is a head. Okay, if it is a tail or if it is a head. So we can say here it is not a elementary event. If we can say it is a elementary event means in a ball pool. Okay, we can take an example of ball pool. So in a ball pool we have red balls, yellow balls and blue balls. Okay, and green balls. We have like this in a ball pool. We can take any ball. Okay, so that is of blue colored ball. Okay, I am giving a chance to take a blue colored ball. Okay, out of 10 balls. In a 10 balls, we have placing these colored balls. So blue colored ball is only one chance. So only one blue colored ball. Okay, so these are 3 balls. 3 and 3 balls. So totally 10 balls we have. Okay, so in this we have to take only the blue ball. That is only one chance. We have one chance to take a blue ball. Why? Because there is only one blue ball there. Is it right? So that we can say it is an elementary event. Elementary event. Okay, understood children? Okay. So that is I told already that tossing of a coin also. Okay. So now if we must find the probability of an event not occurring. So there is not occurring means that is negative talk. Okay. So if we can possible events we can take one time that is a one occurring chance to take the outcome. That we can say it is a probability of event. Okay. If there is no occurring of chance. Okay. So here there is no blue ball. Okay. Once we took out the blue ball and then there is no blue ball in the ball pool. Okay, so there is not occurring the blue ball. So that is a negative event. That is a negative event. We can't get the blue ball again in the ball pool. Why? Because there is no blue ball in the ball pool. Okay, so that we can say it is a negative event. Okay, so that is P of E dash. Okay, so that we can say it is a P of E dash, negative event. probability of E bar. Okay, so P of E dash. So it is denoted by P of E, that is not occurring event. Not occurring event, that we can say it is a P of E bar. Okay, so here that is P of E bar is the probability of the event E. Okay, P of E bar is the probability of event E. Okay, so that is P of E plus P of E bar. If we can get a chance, or if we are not getting a chance, that is not occurring event. If there is a occurring event, possible event, and there is no possible event, so both here we can add, that is equals to 1. Okay, so P of E plus P of E bar, that is equals to 1. Okay, so occurring and not occurring, and it is called the complement of event E. Okay, so this E bar, so P of E bar is the complement of P of E. P of E bar is the complement of P of E. Okay, so this is possible event and this is not possible event. This is occurring event and this is not occurring event. So P of E bar is the complement of P of E. Okay, so that we can say it is P of E bar. Therefore, P of E plus P of E bar equals to 1. P of E plus P of E bar equals to 1. So here you want to find out the not occurring event is P of E bar equals to 1 minus P of E. 1 minus P of E. Okay, so the complement of event P of E bar equals to formula 1 minus P of E. Okay, so that is the probability of an impossible event. So is 0. The probability of an impossible event is 0. Okay, so this is called an impossible event. If there is no occurring event, so that is 0. There is no blue ball event, ball pool means that is 0 means we have to take that is impossible event is 0, and the probability of an sure event, that is certain event, is 1. So we have to take blue ball in a ball pool, that is 1. Okay, so that we can say it is a that is sure event. That is a sure event. Okay, so then this is called a sure event, and then any probability that we can take related to the same event will lie between 0 and 1. Okay, will lie between 0 and 1. That we can mention it as 0 is less than is our P of E and which is greater than 1, greater than or equal to 1. Okay, sorry, which is greater than or equal to 1. So 1 is greater than P of E and 0 is less than P of E. Okay, so this is the any probability related to the same event is between 0 to 1. Okay, so based on this you have a simple questions in exercise 3.4. Okay, so there is a simple questions it is given. So if it is a certain event is there, or it is a non-occurring event, or it is a occurring event, there is a possible thing. Based on that you have the word problems. Okay, so try to write the answers for this problems. I'll send the notes to your WhatsApp. Cross check your answers and write down in your class works. Okay, children. Okay, thank you. Hello, children. So we saw in our last class that is data handling. Okay, in that we saw the what is data and what is collection of data and what are the uses of collection of data, and based on that we are finding the mean, that is arithmetic mean, that we can say it is an average of the given data. Okay, so mean, arithmetic mean, and median and mode also we found out in the given data. Okay, so these are all you are clear, is it right? These concepts you all clear. Okay, so then we move on to the another concept, that is bar graph. Okay, so use a bar graph to draw a bar graph for the given data. Okay, use a bar graphs with your different purposes. Okay, so what are the purpose we are using a bar graph? Okay, to measure the central tendency of the given data. Okay, so we also find out the mode for the given data by drawing the bar graphs. Okay, so now I will explain on the board. Okay, now I will explain it on the board. Listen carefully. What are the methods we have to draw the bar bar graphs. Okay, and then finally I'll show how to draw in the graph sheets. Okay, children. Okay, see what is the purpose of bar graphs? We have to find out the central tendency of the given data. Okay, so from the given data we have to find out the mode. Okay, so how to find out the mode? Frequency is the mode for the given data in a bar graph. Is it right? So the mode frequency. Okay, here we have the observation and frequency. Observations and frequency. What are the observations we have? Based on that observations we have a frequency. Okay, so that frequency, in that frequency which is mode. Okay, so the highest frequency is the mode of the given data. So the highest frequency shows the tallest bar graph. Is it right, children? Okay, so that is the tallest bar is the mode of the given data in a bar graph. Okay, children, keep it in your mind. What is the mode of the given data that is in the bar graph? The tallest bar. Okay, tallest bar is based on the mode frequency. Okay, so that is the mode of the given data. Okay, children. Okay, so then the important thing which it is drawing in a bar graph in the graph sheet. Okay, what is the important thing? We have to select the scale. Okay, we have to select the scale, that is choosing of a scale. Choosing of a scale is a very important thing according to the given data. See, according to the given data, we don't choose anything. Okay, so we can't choose by our assumption. Okay, so the scale can be taken, the scale can be chosen by the based on the given data. Okay, if it is a small frequency, okay, so the frequency is based on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, below 10. Up to below 10 means we have to choose the scale based on this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a y-axis. Okay, up to 10. Okay, or otherwise we have so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, up to 40 means we have to choose the scale in y-axis based on the 5 unit. 1 unit we have to take it as 5 units. Okay, 1 unit we have to take it as a 5 units. I will explain clearly while drawing in a bar graph, in a graph sheet. Okay, so now this is a choosing of a scale. Okay, so frequency can be taken in y-axis and observation can be taken in x-axis. Okay, see children, what is x-axis and what is y-axis? So the horizontal line. Is it right? The horizontal line we have taken it as the x-axis. Okay, always you should take the horizontal line in a graph sheet. Okay, the horizontal line is a x-axis. Okay, so this is x and x dash. Okay, so then the vertical line. Okay, the vertical line which is drawn in the graph sheet. So this is y-axis. Okay, so this is positive and this is negative. Okay, so this is positive and this is negative. So we have to take, so this is positive and this is negative. So we are taking y and y dash. Okay, so this is x-axis. The horizontal line we have to draw is now, so that is x-axis. And the vertical line which is where we are drawing in the graph sheet. Okay, so the vertical line we are saying it as a y-axis. Okay, so this is positive, so we are writing it as a y, and this is y dash. The negative we are writing it as a y dash in the graph sheet. Okay, so this is the x-axis and y-axis. Then we are taking the y-axis as a frequency. Y-axis is a frequency. And the x-axis we are taking it as observations. Okay, children, understood? X-axis is observations and y-axis is frequency. Okay, so based on this, let us see one example problem in this. Okay, it is given in your textbook. So that is example 8, page number 69. Okay. Keep your textbook, children, with you while watching this video. Keep your textbook. See example 8, page number 69. page number 69. Okay, 200 students. Okay, 200 students of 6th and 7th classes were asked to name their favorite color. Okay, favorite color. So as to decide upon what should be the color of their school building. Okay, so the school has to paint. Okay, so the students are choosing the color. So what are the favorite color of the students? 200 students. Okay, so the results are shown in the following table. Represent the given data on a bar graph. Okay, so the 200 students are giving the color or to paint on the school. Okay, to paint on the school. So that students are writing their favorite colors. Okay, so say favorite colors are red, green, blue, yellow and orange. Okay, how many colors? 5 colors. Okay, what are the 5 colors? Red, green, blue, yellow and orange. Red, green, blue, yellow and orange. Okay, so total number of students are 200 students. That is given in the question itself. Okay, so what are the division of that colors? Okay, so see red, green, blue, yellow and orange. Okay, red, green, blue, yellow and orange. Okay, how many students? Let us see. So number of students, they are having favorite color. Okay, so that is 43 students are having favorite color red. Okay, and 19 students they are having green, and 55 students are choosing blue, and 49 students are choosing yellow, and 34 students are choosing orange. Okay, understood. So after this they are given data like this. Okay, after this they are asking the question to us. So what are the question? Answer the following questions with the help of your bar graph. So we have to draw the bar graph to this given data. After drawing that bar graph, we have to answer the given questions. What are that questions? See, which is the most preferred color? Which is the most preferred color? And which is the least preferred color? Which is the most preferred color? And which is the least preferred color? Okay. So and then second question, how many colors are there in all? What are they? So we know the second question, is it right, children? You are familiar. Okay. See, how many colors are there? What are they all? How many colors are there? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors are there. Can we say? Okay. So how many colors are there? 5 colors are there. What are they? Red, green, blue, yellow and orange. Second question we answered easily. Is it right? Without a bar graph. So first question we have to draw the bar graph, and after that we have to answer it. Okay. See, I told no, that is based on the data. We have to take the units in the. We have to choose the scale in the graph sheet. Okay. So in a graph sheet we have a units. Okay. So while explaining the graph sheet, I will explain it. Okay. So here I am taking. See how many are there. See, till the highest frequency is 55. Okay. Here only I found out the mode and which is the highest chosen color. Okay. But we have to draw a bar graph and then we have to show it. Okay. So here 55. So 55 is there. So we have to take one unit as 5 measurements. Okay. So 1 unit equals to 5 unit, or otherwise it is difficult to take 5 units. Up to 55 we have to take. Is it right? See 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's going on so long. Is it right? So for that reason we have to take 10 units as 1 unit. Okay. So for that we have to take here. See 10. So this is 0 origin. Is it right? 0, 0 is the origin. So in x-axis it is 0, y-axis it is 0. Okay. Then we have to take here 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, 60. Okay. 60. See, like this. 60, 70, it goes on. So till we have 55 only now. So we should stop till 60 also. Okay, it's enough. And then we have the units like this in x-axis also. Is it right? In x-axis also. So based on the observation, we have to take here. Okay. So like this 1 unit we have in x-axis. So we are taking the observations. So red. So we should take one column in red. Okay. Red. This one. And after that we have to column here. Okay. Then we have to take this as blue. Okay, green. Sorry, green. And then we have to leave one column and we have to take another one. So same internals we have to take. Okay, same width. Okay, so don't take 2 units and another one unit, another 2 units. You are taking like that means it is not looking good and it is totally wrong. Okay, so you have to take the same width to show the observations in the graph sheet. Okay, so between 2 observations we are leaving 1 unit to show the differences between the observations. Okay, so we have to leave 1 unit between the 2 observations. Okay, so here we are taking one as red, another one as green, and another one as blue, and then we are leaving 1 unit, and then we are taking blue, then yellow, and then we are taking 1 unit, and then we are taking another unit, that is orange. Okay, so after that we have a graph sheet, we left it out as it is. Okay, so no problem. Okay, so we are taking like this, and then we have the first red. Okay, how many students? So this is a frequency. See, 43 students. So you have to see in the y-axis. See, 10, 20, 30, 40, and then 1, 2, 3, 43. So third line you have to choose here. See, from here you mark it and join this correctly using a scale. Don't draw like this. Okay, so don't draw free hand. Okay, you are drawing very neat, very good also. Don't draw in a free hand. Using a scale, you should draw in a graph sheet. Okay, children. Okay, so this is 43 students. Okay, so 43 students are like a red color. Okay, 43 students are have a red color. Okay, red color as a favorite color, as their favorite color. Okay, so using a pencil, okay, color pencil, you have to shade it in a red color, or otherwise you are leaving as it is also it is good. Okay, so right here how many students? Okay, we don't have in the y-axis now, so you have to mention the students. Okay, how many students? The number of frequency you have to mention it on the top of the bar. Okay, so then we are moving into green. Okay, so what is how many students are having a favorite color as a green? 19 students. See, 10, 20. So not 20. Okay, so they are having 19 students. So here use a scale. Okay, so use a scale. So 19. You can take the measurement here. Okay, and then you should join this. Okay, so to draw a bar. So how many students? You have to write as it is. Okay, so when you are drawing the bar, at that time only you should write the frequency on the top of the bar. Okay, so 19 students are having what? Favorite color as a green color. Okay, so you should shade it on a green color. Okay, using a pencil, don't use crayons, paint and all. Okay, using a color pencil, if you have only, you should draw it like that. Okay, you should shade it. So otherwise you leave it as it is. Then we move on to blue. Okay, so what is blue? How many students are having favorite color as blue? 55 students. Okay, so take a scale and here see 50, 51, 52, 53, 54 and 55. You have 5 lines. So take like this scale and as same here you mark it using a pencil. Okay, and you have to join this like this. Okay, see like this you have to join using a scale. Okay, so after drawing a bar graph, what do you want to do? So write the frequency on the top of the bar. Write the frequency on the top of the bar. What is the frequency here? 55 students. Okay, and then you have to color it using a blue color pencil. Okay, and then we have yellow color. Okay, so yellow color. How many students? 49 students. Okay, so here measure this. Okay, and then you have to join the bar like this. So after joining this bar, what you want to do? You have to write the frequency there, 49, and then using yellow color pencil, shade it. Okay, so then you have to move on to orange. Okay, how many students are having favorite color as orange? 34 students. See, where is 34 on y-axis? 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, see, 34. So use a scale, draw like this, okay, and draw a bar graph. So here I don't have the correct measurement. So in your bar graph sheet, you have to draw that using a scale in your correct measurement. Okay. So after drawing a bar, what you want to do? Write down the frequency on the top of the bar. Okay. So here, what is the frequency here? 34. So then you should change it using a orange color pencil. Okay. So orange color pencil. Okay. So these are the method to draw a bar graph on a graph sheet. Okay. So here from this we have to say which is the highest. So what is the question it is here asking to us? Which is the most preferred color? Which is the most preferred color? We can see we can able to see no. Which is the most preferred color? Blue is the most preferred color. Why means this is the tallest bar graph. So this is the tallest bar comparing